this video, I explain the significance of power factor and the significance of power factor and disadvantages of low power factor. So initially, the power factor is the cosine of angle between the voltage and current. That is power factor. It is the cosine of angle between voltage parameter and current parameter. There are three types of power factor. One is unity power factor, second one is leading power factor, next one is lagging power factor. The unity power factor means both the voltage and current. In the unity power factor, both voltage and current are in same phase. Where the leading power factor means the current leads above the voltage. In lagging power factor, the current lags behind the voltage. The unity power factor occurs when the system which connects to the purely resistive load. If we connect a purely resistive load, the circuit current and voltage are in same phase. That is unity power factor. The lagging power factor. The lagging power factor occurs when we connect a pure inductive loads. When we connect a pure inductive load means the current lags behind the voltage with an angle of 90 degree. And suppose we connect a capacitive load in the power system network, then the leading power factor occurs. In this case, the current leads above the voltage. So that is the power factor and a different type of power factor. Okay, so the most of the loads are in inductive nature. So the most of the power system experience a lagging power factor. So suppose we connect a inductive nature load in the system. So first we draw the phasor diagram of that system. So initially voltage we taken as a reference phasor. So we draw the voltage vector as a reference phase. Okay. Then next parameter is current. So here we are connecting a inductive nature load. So the current in inductive nature load, the current always lags behind the voltage. So next we draw the next vector I, and the angle between the V and I is the phi, and cosine of this angle is known as power factor. And here we can resolve this I into two components, vertical and horizontal component. So I cos phi is the horizontal component and I sin phi is the vertical component of I. Okay, so actually I cos phi is in same phase with the V, and I sin phi that is out of phase with the V. That means it's 90 degree from the V. And the I component of I cos phi, this component I cos phi is known as active or wattful component. I cos phi is known as active or wattful component. Whereas I sin phi that is called reactive or wattless component. I sin phi is called reactive or wattless component. Next, power triangle. So in this power triangle, so we have already drawn V and I. Okay, V and I and that component. And in this triangle, we multiply V. Okay, multiply V with the three sides of this triangle. So we get VI cos phi, VI sin phi, and VI. It looks like this triangle: VI cos phi, VI, and VI sin phi. So phi is the angle between VI cos phi, active power, and apparent power. Okay, so VI cos phi, VI cos phi is the active power, VI is the apparent power, VI sin phi is the reactive power. Okay, so OA, the vector OA represent VA cos Y, that is active power, and unit of active power is watts or kilowatt. Then vector AB, the vector AB VI sin phi, it represents reactive power, and the unit of reactive power is VAR or kVAR. The vector OB is the apparent power or VI, that is apparent power, and unit is VA or kVA. Okay, and from this triangle we can say that OB square, okay, OB square equal to OA square plus AB square. Okay, OB square equal to OA square plus AB square. So OB means apparent power, so apparent power square equal to OA means active power square plus AB means reactive power square. And you write in units, so apparent power unit is kVA, so kVA square equal to kW square plus kVAR square. Then power factor cos Y, so this is the phi, so cos Y is equal to actually VI cos Y divided by VI, that is the cos Y equal to VI cos Y by VI. So cos Y equal to OA, the vector OA by OB. Vector OA means VA cos Y. OA by OB, that is cos Y. So OA is active power, OB is apparent power. So we can write active power kilowatt by kVA. So cos Y is equal to kW by kVA. And next one is reactive component. So kVAR is the reactive component. Okay, kVAR is the reactive component. So actually what is sin phi from this power triangle? Sin phi is equal to AB by OB. Okay, sin phi equal to AB by OB. AB is equal to kVAR or VA sin Y, kVAR. OB is equal to kVA. So sin phi is equal to kVAR by kVA. And from this equation, kVAR by kVA, from this equation we get kVAR equal to kVA sin phi. Okay, so actually sin phi is equal to kVAR by kVA, so kVAR equal to kVA sin phi. And what is kVA? kVA is nothing but kW by cos Y. kVA is equal to kW by cos Y. Okay, so from the previous one, phi is equal to cos Y equal to kW by kVA. So kVA equal to kW by cos Y. Okay, so write instead of kVA kW by cos Y into the sin phi. Okay, and the sin phi by cos phi is tan phi. So kVAR equal to kW tan phi. Okay, so that is the reactive component or reactive power in the circuit. The next equation, so power factor cos Y, actually we discussed it is a cosine of angle between V and I. Second, power factor is equal to active power by apparent power or VI cos Y by VI. Third equation, power factor is equal to R by Z or resistance by impedance. Power factor equal to resistance by impedance. So here one example. Suppose a circuit draws a current of 10 ampere at a voltage of 200 volt and its power factor is 0.8 lagging. Then apparent power equal to VI. So V is equal to 200, I is equal to 10. So 2000 VA. Active power means VI cos Y. So V is equal to 200, I is equal to 10, cos Y is equal to 0.8. So 1600 watts. Reactive power is nothing but VI sin phi. So V equal to 200, I equal to 10, and phi is equal to 0.6. It's obtained from, we know the cos phi is equal to 0.8, so sin phi is equal to root of 1 minus cos square theta. So that is 0.6. So we get 1200 VAR. Then we move to the disadvantages of low power factor. Okay. So the first disadvantage is large kVA rating of the equipment. Okay. So electrical machinery like alternator, transformer is always rated in kVA. So the reactive component is more or low power factor means we should install a large capacity kVA rating equipment. because the kVA equal to, the equation we already derived, kVA equal to kilowatt by cos y. So kVA and cos y are inversely proportional. So lower cos y means the kVA capacity become maximum. Okay, so that is a disadvantage of lower power factor. The another drawback of lower power factor is great conductor size. Okay, because actually P is equal to, power is equal to VL IL cos y, and IL is equal to P by VL cos y. So cos y and IL are inversely proportional. So low power factor means the current, circuit current becomes high. So we need to install a large size of, or a big size of conductor. Okay, so that is the second disadvantage of this system. Lower power factor, great conductor size. Then next one is large copper losses, because I is higher means the copper losses equal to I square R. So I is higher means I square R losses will increase. So the other disadvantage. Then poor voltage regulation. Okay, so voltage drop, the I value increases means the voltage drop along the system increases. So it creates poor voltage regulation. And finally, reduced handling capacity of the system. The low power factor reduce the handling capacity of all elements of the system. Then next we look at the causes of low power factor. So mainly the cause of low power factor is most of the AC motor are inductive nature. Okay, so that is the one causes of low power factor. The second one, arc lamp, electric discharge lamp, industrial heating furnace which operate at low lagging power factor. This is the second reason for a lower power factor. The third one, the load on the power system is varying. Okay, load on the power system is varying. So when the system operates at a light load, the power factor is very low. Okay, so we should optimize this load to achieve the higher power factor. So these are the three causes for the lower power factor. Thank you.